In this video tutorial, we'll be going over the AFF feature. AFF stands for Automatic Followers Following. And what this feature does is it allows you to go out and retrieve a specific Twitter user's following and or their followers. And it allows you to follow those people. Now this is an incredible feature, so if you actually have a competitor out on Twitter, you can go in, gather all the users that are following them, follow those users in hopes that they will come and check out your profile and follow you back. So you are directly marketing to your competitors' users. For instance, and I've said this in another video, if I'm the Nike Shoe Corporation, wouldn't I want to market to the Reebok Shoe Corporation users? They're interested in shoes. Those are what I call cherry people. They're ripe. They're the ones that you want to market to. It's a very powerful feature. This allows you, very easy, we allow you 5 users that you can go out there and get their information. You type in their username. So I'm going to do this real quick. So let's say I want to find, let me see here. Yep, Alex Jeffries. I want to find all the people that are following Alex Jeffries. I can either choose people who the user is following, who Alex Jeffries is following, or who is following Alex Jeffries, or both. Now what it'll do is it'll allow up to 5,000 users of who that person's following, or 5,000 of the people that are following that user, for a combined total of 10,000 users that you can actually gather here. So I just want to find the people that are following him. Update. Now this could take a minute because some users have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of users, so it takes a bit to go out there and actually find the users, and it does a lot of comparisons to make sure that you're not already following the person's not already in our database ready to be followed. A lot of different comparisons to find out who should we put in our database. Okay, we actually came back now and it found 4,999 users that I'm not already following yet, or they're not in the database to be followed yet. So now here's an additional close to 5,000 users that I can end up following that might be interested in my products and services. If I want to delete the user, if I click on this delete button, it'll delete the user and all the people that have been gathered, other than the users from this that have been gathered that have already been followed. I can click this link and it'll actually show me, or actually, I'm sorry, it'll actually delete all the followers that are left to be followed. So for instance, if I go up here, I can say for Vince Crane, I gathered 15,924 users. I followed 11,000. I have like 4,900 left. If I just wanted to delete those 4,900 out of the database, I don't want to follow them anymore, I can click delete. What will happen is after, and I really don't have a good example of this yet, but after the left to follow goes down to 0, there'll be a link at the bottom and it'll state, do you want to find more users from this person? You can then click that link and it'll go into Twitter and find those additional new users that person might have gotten. This is not automated to automatically go out there once it's down to 0, because it is a lot of users. You might not want to go out there and get any more. So it is a manual process, but as you can see, you can get tens of thousands of users very quickly, very easily using this feature. And of course it gives you the exact same types of stats as we get with our keyword feature. So if you've actually viewed our keyword feature tutorial, you'll understand all about these features and the percentages and everything, but I'll go over it real quickly. Again, this shows how many users that was gathered via Vince Crane user, how many of those we followed, how many are left to be followed, how many of those we've checked to see if they followed me back, how many have followed me back, and the percentage. So this gives you a good idea of, you know, what person's users were giving you the best results. So again, I'm just going to delete Alex Jeffries out of the database. I don't need to follow his users. And then, of course, if you scroll down on the right-hand side, you want to make sure that the auto process is set to on. So then, on a scheduled basis, it'll go out there and get the users out of the database and start following them. It'll tell you the last date and time that it's run, and gives you full stats on everybody that has been gathered, everybody that's been followed so far via the AFF feature. This does not calculate the people that have been followed in the keyword feature. You can see that by clicking on the keyword button. It gives you your percentages and everything, so you can actually tell how good you are doing with your stats. If you want to delete all users right now that you haven't followed yet via the AFF feature, very easily click that button. It'll go in and delete all the users that haven't been followed yet. I want you to remember, or let you know, if you haven't seen the keyword tutorial feature yet, or tutorial, when we go out into Twitter and gather these users are going into our database in the order that they were received. So if all of a sudden you first started with keywords and it gathered a couple thousand people via keywords, and then you went to AFF and gathered 5,000 users from a specific person, you have to keep in mind that it goes and follows these people sequentially, and only a few every so often, to make sure we're not spamming Twitter. So if all of a sudden you're looking here and you're saying, hey, my AFF users, it's not following them anymore, go into your keyword users, and those are probably the ones that are being followed at that point in time. It just all depends on how they're put in the database, so it goes down sequentially and starts following the users. So if you have any other questions concerning this feature, please do not hesitate to contact us at support@pathfinderits.com.